Sword of Convallaria, the Chinese versions, just announced that they are introducing new weapon selectors on the Tower of Adversity shop, but this has been out already for a while on the Taiwanese version, so I want to talk about this and all of the shops that you as a player for free can buy different resources with different type of currencies. So how to obtain those currencies, what you should be aiming for, and of course if it's worth or not farming for specific things. So before we start, as usual, hello the internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, leave a like, subscribe on the channel, and let's jump directly into the shop guide, into the general shop guide, starting with the first tab. This general shop, you will ignore this mostly 100% of the times. This is things you buy with Luxit, with premium currency, or the currency you farm. It's not worth spending your hard-earned Luxit on anything here, all right? These pools are normal price, it's not discounted. This is for the bond with your characters, not worth it. Like anything here is not worth it. You will be able to get multiple keys. I have 19, I barely use them, right? So you will be able to obtain most stuff without the need to having to spend currency in here. This is mostly for wells. So that said, we ignore this first shop. We're going to the second one. The second shop, this is the Tower of Adversity, I don't know how to speak, and also the dupes for your weapons shop. So let's talk about this. There is 3 currencies that you can see in here, and you get these by different things. So the first one, it's here. This is the Tower of Adversity. This is every 2 weeks you'll be able to get different currencies. So if I come here to this post, you'll see that I don't have this unlocked yet on my Taiwanese account, so I cannot show it in game. But every 2 weeks, you're gonna be able to get different rewards. Now, this is a little bit tricky because only the top players will be able to every month buy something from the shop. So let's go about this a little bit, right? But basically, this is the shop. So what can you get with the Tower of Adversity? For 200, you'll be able to obtain a random access to your weapon, right? And you'll be able to buy up to 3 per month. And then lastly, you can also buy for 600 a selector for an SSR weapon. This is good because you want to have your weapons with max dupes. You want them with 5 stars to actually perform at the level they should be doing that, right? You can farm over time character dupes. The weapons is a little bit harder since there is a lot more RNG involved. So this is really good. Now, how often can you buy this as a free-to-play? Well, this is gonna depend, all right? So as you can see on the right side, the top 10 players, I can come here. The top 10 players are getting 300 currency every 2 weeks, meaning 600 per month. Only the top 10 players will be able to come here and buy this outright the selector, all right? The top 200 get 250, which is 500 per month, close to the top 95%, 200, 400 per month, top 90, 150, 300 per month. There is a little bit less currency for the people who are not at this level. So for example, everyone who participates will get 50 currency. Everyone on the 50% and above will get a little bit more currency. I cannot see how much it is. And everything on the 70 is actually getting, I think it's 100 in here. So everyone will get currency, and not only that, but as you can see on top of me as well, there are some custom titles for the top 10, 295 or 90%. So if you want that animated frame, you need to be top 10. That's mostly for the wells. You can ignore that. So what should you be buying here? Of course, you want the selector when you can get it for your weapons. If you cannot get this because it's going to take 3 months, just go for the random one. It's completely fine. Now, what about the other weapons in here? So how do you get this currency and this currency here? Right, let's go into my bag so I can show it to you. You will get this currency by dismantling gear. This is not recommended, all right? Let me repeat it. This is not recommended. So I can come here and I can be like, okay, I want to dismantle a necessary weapon and I get 150 of this. Or I can dismantle the other ones and you'll get the other currency. Once again, it's not really worth doing this because the SSR weapons are really important. And this is mostly for wells who already have a lot of weapons, because as you saw, I get 150, meaning you need to dismantle 10 in order to get a random weapon. So 10 SSR weapons that you already have maxed out will be able to transform into a random one that maybe is the same, maybe is different. So this is clearly not worth it. Same for the other ones, honestly. You may be able to do with the other ones if you have a lot that you don't use to actually get friendship coins or to get some dust or to get some random lower rarity weapons, which is not really worth it. So I will say either just save for the friendship coins and the dust and completely ignore the other things, all right? And when it comes to Tower of Adversity, of course, aim for these 2 things. When it comes to dismantling SSR weapons, not worth it for free to play because it will take a while until you have weapons with 5 stars that you can dismantle. Never dismantle anything you don't have at 5 stars, please. Now moving into the next shop, and this is the currency. One of the currencies you can get in here, as you can see, this is the friendship shop, right? You get these coins with the friendlies, sending and receiving points, and with the guild activities as well. When it comes to this one, looks like it's time limited events also involving friends. I don't know how this one works, so we'll talk only about this one here. All right. When it comes to the premium currency, what I will say always get is these skips. You can get up to 20, and then the rest is up to what you need at the moment. But I will say the rocks are more important than the rest of the stuff. When it comes to the friendship currency, there is a lot of things you can get. There is random emblems, there is rocks, there is different materials. What I would consider worth getting, it's always this, because you're going to be using these to upgrade your emblems. As you can see, I have 2.4. I need this, right? You need to be getting a lot. That's 10k. The dust as well, it's, if you want to buy another 10, it's going to cost you 4,000, and it's going to give me a total of 60,000 dust. Dust goes away in 2 seconds. Experience is not really worth it, since you will be wasting literally 4,000 points. Not really worth it. These ones you could be getting, but it's not really important. You can also exchange your coins for your friendship coins for normal gold if you wish to, and you can also buy friendship bond points, which I will say it's also really important, and rocks. These rocks as well are really useful for end game, and even not only for end game, but just while you're leveling up, you're gonna need so many rocks. So let me come to the character so I can explain it for a second. If I were to come to, I cannot level up this, to this emblem, and I want to level it up, I need to spend, as you can see, a lot of this green dust, 2,000 to go from 30 to 40. That's a lot, right? So that's why you will be using a lot of this. And same for the rocks. As you can see, I need 15, 20. And then if I want to go on a blue piece, which is not even the most expensive one, from 30 all the way to 40, I need almost 30k dust. The dust will be something that while you are leveling up multiple weapons, it's going to just completely disappear from your inventory, because you want to be testing different things, or maybe when you start, you are unlucky and you get better weapons long term, right? So you're always going to be lacking that. So that said, that's what you should be focusing in here. Now let's move into the next shop. This is the dupe shop. Now, this dupe shop is an interesting one, okay? If you wanted to save, there is a selector in here, a selector for an SSR unit, really good. But this is mostly for wells. Every time you get the dupe, regardless of rarity, if you have a character with 5 stars, when you get a new dupe for that character, you will be able to exchange in here those shards and get the one-to-one exchange from shards to this new currency. This currency can be used to buy a lot of stuff. I will say save this currency. Do not buy anything in here. Most of this stuff is not worth it. Even these pools are not worth it in comparison to how much you have to pull in order to get this, all right? This is bait. This is the only thing I will say, okay, you could save for these skill points. They are pretty good. Not the weapons, not anything else, no. The skill points, ignore completely the furniture. And then you have also a selector for a weapon, and as well as one here, which includes even more weapons. So there is 2 selectors. I will say the weapons themselves is not worth it when you can save for an SSR as a free-to-play player. As a well myself, I'm gonna be saving for the frame because it's pretty cool how it looks. This, in order to get 40,000 currency, you will need to be saving for around 800 pulls, more or less. Again, it depends how many pulls you do and how much of a well you wanna be. For me, I'm gonna be saving for the frame because I think it's fun. For most people, I will say just save this currency for now, see what you need in the future. If you can get this selector, of course, it's gonna be the best thing ever, right? An SSR character for free to play, always nice. Now we're going to the other tower. This is the Tower of Conquest, not the Tower of Adversity. If we come here, you'll have the Tower of Adversity all the way to the right, not unlocked, and then the normal tower. This normal tower is a one-time clear reward, but when you clear a whole floor, you get these rewards. Pretty good rewards. In fact, I cleared 2, 3, 4, and 5. But every week, this will reset, bring you down a couple of floors, and you'll be able to gain rewards once again. So that is the currency that we're talking about right now, and that shop. So let me go back into the shop. And from this shop, it's honestly depends on what you're doing right now. I will say the emblems are not worth it. I will say the weapon, it's worth it. And then the rest of the materials, it's literally up to what do you need right now. Are you lacking anything specifically? Because you unlock the weapon only at level 40. So until level 40, you can't be buying other stuff. Level 40 is going to take at least a month and a half for most people to reach. So I will say go, once again, the green dust, the normal dust, the rocks. Ignore completely these emblems, please. They are trash. Do not get that. I will say these boxes are kind of worth it, depending what you're doing. It's 200 for 10 of them. But those things you can only farm over time, so it could be good to accelerate the process a little bit. So these ones are not worth it. The emblems, you will be able to farm them. You're gonna be getting plenty over time. These ones that are a little bit bigger, depending on your situation right now and how many characters you have, might be useful. But again, you can ignore that. The most important thing, these things right here, since it's a time limited thing per day, the rocks and the dust, both green and normal dust. And then lastly, we move into the last shop, which is going to be the time limited shop. This is for events. Every time there is a time limited event, you'll be able to play, get currency, and get different stuff, from avatar frames to furniture that is exclusive to that event, which has some of them are really pretty cool, and that's about it. You can get furniture, you can get avatar frames. I will say, as a free-to-play, what is more important is the avatar frames, to actually customize a little bit more your profile, rather than the furniture, which you will be able to get over time anyway, even if it's different, but up to you, alright? I already talked about the furniture system. If you need another video or guide on how it works, let me know and I will make it. Now, all that said, that is going to be for the guide on the current shop and what you should be buying, alright? That's been a bit for this one. As usual, thank you to my patrons for making this content possible. Love you all, bossos. Good luck with your pool data rates. I'll see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。